Welcome back. This is the AFCON Daily Show on Citi TV. Let's move it on to the awards, the individual awards that were handed out in the competition. Top scorer, we all know who the top scorer is. Vincent Abubakar of Cameroon, Cameroonian captain. He had 8 goals. Karl Toko Ekambi had 5. Sadio Mane 3. Ibrahim Akone 3. Gabadinho Mango of Malawi, he had 3 as well. I thought Toko Ekambi had 6. Okay, he had 5. Okay, all right then. So there you have Abubakar winning. The guys, no contest there.
Yeah, it was 6-5 before.
6-5. Okay, and then he moved on to score 2 more. So
Abubakar, and this has created problems. I don't think it's the Abubakar scoring that has created problems, but the mechanism that allowed him to score that many has created problems. And that's why Choupo-Moting, he says that he wants to quit the team. Because he said he's not a small boy for you to bring him into a competition. And then in games when he feels like he should be playing.
Oh, he has a point.
He does have a point. He's not playing. And that's what we're saying. And you know, and Daniel, I think we made that point on Friday.
Made that point. Yes.
You know what? Because certainly somebody would come out of this unhappy. No, and in the end,
I'm talking about the semi-final. Against Egypt. Okay. There were 2 substitutions the head coach made in extra time. Attacking substitutions. He brought on the left-footed, the youngster, left-footed guy who ended up missing his penalty. No, not in G. The left-footed guy. He hit in the Gabaski saved. The left-footed guy, youngster. He came on. He even had a shot on target, which was blocked and went over the top. And I'm wondering, you need a goal. You are clearly pushing for a goal so that the game doesn't go into penalties. You have somebody like Choupo-Moting on the bench who has experience, who has shown he can score. And you don't see the sense in bringing him in. Even if you want to push the game to penalty kicks, you don't think he's somebody who can take a penalty for you. They deserve to lose that game.
He said the defeat is on the coach, and that he won't be talking to the coach.
Saved PSG in some Champions League.
Yeah, it was a
match.
It was a Champions League.
So even you have that precedent that he's come off the bench in a big game and delivered.
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's move on to goalkeeper of the tournament. Goalkeeper.
I thought Gabaski should have won it.
Yes.
I really think Gabaski should have won it.
And I think that was a very easy choice.
Easy. Yeah. And you see, this is another reason why I don't like these stat-based awards. Because if you notice, even in the Premier League, they give the golden gloves to somebody, but yet in the team of the competition, you have players voting for a completely different goalkeeper. You saw David De Gea being the team of the competition for like 6 seasons, but he was never winning the golden gloves. Do you know why? Because the players who play with him know that he's a far better goalkeeper than 16 clean sheets or 14 clean sheets. That doesn't make a good goalkeeper. Yeah. The clean sheets is a whole defensive effort, so you cannot single it out on a goalkeeper. The Senegalese second goalkeeper kept 2 clean sheets in the first 2 games. That's testament to the team's good defense. It's not necessarily the goalkeeper. So yes, in as much as Mendy is good, those clean sheets could have been achieved without him because the defense is that tough. They hardly faced any shots. He was sleeping in the pool for virtually the entire competition.
Exactly.
And that is due to the entire defensive setup, not just Mendy. So I think if you are going to award a goalkeeper, you should award a goalkeeper who has won matches, who has saved his team points, who has saved his team from going out of the competition. That is Gabaski. He's come up with save after save after save. Of course, he's considered a couple, but 8 penalties when you add shootouts to regulation time penalties. And you see, I'm not to that school of thought that says you should exclude shootouts. Why should we exclude shootouts? If shootouts will guarantee me a place in the it's a match deciding factor. So you cannot exclude shootouts. 8 penalties en route to the final. No. You can't. Gabaski should have won that.
I agree, 100%. Really yesterday, I was going at it on Twitter, and people said that I should get out of there because
it was a very,
as a Chelsea fan, I shouldn't be speaking like that.
That's a very easy choice.
You see, and Daniel makes the point that I have been making since last night. The fact that Mendy kept clean sheets doesn't. He kept those clean sheets basically doing nothing.
Yeah.
He didn't save. Like he didn't face shots. He didn't have to make saves. You look at Gabaski's performances, and in every single game, Gabaski could easily have been named man of the match.
Yeah.
Out of 22 players. You understand? Mendy, yes, he didn't concede in 3-4 matches, but in all of those 4 matches, was he close to being the best player on the pitch?
Not at all.
He wasn't. It was nowhere close to being the best player on the pitch. So sometimes, yes, just watching the action itself is much better than is much better than just using stats, because I think stats can be a bit deceptive. And this is a clear example.
Can Susu please explain
Yes,
the stats?
so maybe you can explain some of these numbers.
Well, I think the simple thing is, I think it's just because I feel like the people who did the CAF Technical Committee felt that Gabaski had not played enough games. I think that's what worked against him, because if you remember correctly, even though this is including extra time, so it sums up to, when it's by 90, it's 4.1 matches to Mendy's 5.3. So that's basically how, if you add it up. But if you look at it, Mendy only played one extra time period, if I remember correctly. Yeah, one extra time. So he played 5 matches. And Gabaski basically started 3 matches. He came off in one, he came on in another. So when you look at it, it's almost like he played 3 matches, even though he made 4 appearances. They went to extra time in every match Gabaski played. So it's like he was on the pitch for longer. He was saving shots. He was very, decisive in shootouts. But I think they also don't consider shootouts as part of the goalkeeping. So I think when you look at it on those things, the fact that they don't consider shootouts and the fact that he wasn't really starting as many games. Because if you look at El Shanawi probably played as many games, quote unquote. When you look at the minutes, it's probably similar. Saved a similar amount of shots. Kept even more clean sheets. I think he kept 2 in the long run. I think that was the kind of... I think even some of the clean sheet stats, it works against Gabaski, because if you don't finish the game, sometimes you're not credited with the clean sheets. So there's all these things going on. So I think Gabaski did have a good tournament. I think if he had played maybe a game or 2 more, he would have won the award. But I think the fact that he wasn't considered a starter, and it's almost like you started less than half the games in the tournament, is what worked against him. I think it would be difficult to come and say a player should win player of the tournament or keeper of the tournament when they have. I think when you look at it that way, you can understand why he wasn't given the award. It was harsh. I think when you look at it on the face of it, he had a better tournament. But if you are playing less than half the games, quote unquote, I don't see why you should be given an award. So I think that's the only thing that works against him. The matches he played, it's literally just that.
Do you remember what's the name of Gedo from 2010?
Yeah.
The AFCON. You know how many minutes he played?
How many? But he won't play the tournament. He won't go.
He came on to play.
Yeah, but he didn't win player of the tournament though.
Yes, but he won top scorer. So the
I mean,
point making
top
is
scorer.
hold on.
Yes, going to win top
the
scorer.
same thing
Can they take
applies,
the goals away from him?
the same thing applies to goalkeeping. I can play 15 minutes and make 5 saves.
I don't think it's
true. But it's true.
I disagree.
It's the same analogy.
You see, it's about impact.
Because yes,
I
it's
don't
about
understand
impact.
these
It's about-
technicalities.
But
But
it's
they
the
don't
same
give
analogy.
awards based on impact. It's all the whole thing. You can't tell me that because someone has better impact in their 2 games, they should win player of the season. It's like telling me someone's 10 games
not
can
in
win
2
them player of the
games.
season.
It's not too. You see, that's the point.
You see, round of 16, goalkeeper gets sapped out. He comes in, he saves, he makes a crucial save, goes into penalties. He's the reason why they qualify. Quarterfinals, he does the same thing. Semi-finals, he does the same thing. In the final, he wins man of the match for the final. And you are telling me that because somebody played 2 more extra games in the group stages where he virtually slept in the post, didn't have 1 save to
He
make.
played one.
No.
Mendy
not
played
justify
1
this.
extra game more than
no
Gabaski.
one is going to give you a tournament award for playing less than half the games. It's not going to happen.
He didn't play less than half.
He basically played 3.5 games. And
not
even that one.
That's not 3.5.
And
It's 4.5.
that's why I'm explaining to you that the extra
minutes
time
play.
thing has added to his
Wait.
minutes. But
So
when you look at the
So
CAF
extra
technical
time is not part of football now.
they won't consider it to play.
Then
4
let's do a
games.
coin
That's what
toss
I'm
after
saying.
90 minutes so that nobody wastes their time exerting energy.
But that's what
for
I'm
an extra
saying. He
30
did
minutes.
not play the games
Didn't
required.
he play
No, you see,
4.1?
this is my
Yeah.
point.
But that's what I'm saying, that no one is going to say that because they're going to look at the extra
Susu,
time as part of one game.
If I
That's
score
what
a
I'm
goal,
explaining.
if I score
I
a
only
goal
use
in
it to
extra
do a
time,
comparison of
will it
stats.
add on to my goal scored in the
Yes,
competition?
it does.
So why
So why is it
saves
that my
count?
minutes played in my extra time will not add on to what I've done in the competition?
Because you haven't started the required number of games.
That's what makes sense.
Let's move on.
That's what they use. I'm just saying, he didn't, based on their criteria, he didn't deserve it. You can disagree, but unless you are going to fight with Mr. Mosepe in South
themselves, they
Africa,
know they are
you
not
just
serious.
take it like that.
They
Okay,
themselves,
all
they know
right.
they are not serious.
The conversation is heated now. We'll take a quick break. This is still the AFCON Daily Show. When we come back, we'll look at some of the best goals from the competition and wrap it up on the show and on the AFCON 2021.